Hey guys, we are in the basement and today guys, on this episode of John's Arcade. Well guys, this is it. It really is. This is part number 10, episode 10 of the Bally Midway Mortal Kombat 2 Restore, and this is an exciting one because finally we get to put the artwork, the side art, on our cabinet, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see that cabinet with the side art, because you know what? We're gonna be that much closer to done once the art is on, and really, once the art is on, it's gonna be like, wow, there's Mortal Kombat 2. We've been staring at blank particle board the last few months, so anyway, I can't wait. Enough of this, let's just go to the garage, let's get to work on the Bally Midway Mortal Kombat 2. All right, guys, we're back in the garage. And yes, this is it. This is the Mortal Kombat 2 side art install video. I'm excited. I'm nervous, honestly. Putting full side art on is stressful. It's not fun. But the results are worth it. So anyway, let's kind of review. What did we do in the last video? Well, the last video, we rather stressfully installed vinyl on the front and the sides, and this has had time to dry because when we installed it, we were using the Rapid Tac. Rapid Tac, and by the way, it seems like whenever I say Rapid Tac, no one knows what I'm saying. Am I saying Rapid Tac? Am I saying Rapid Rack? It's called Rapid, R-A-P-I-D, Tac. And this is a liquid that I use to install decals and side art and vinyl, etc. And it's basically the wet method, and we used that when we installed the vinyl on the front here, and I do think it turned out really great. It wasn't super sticky when we were done last time, but now that everything is kind of dried, it's totally on there, and we really had a heck of a time installing that. It was so stressful. It was kind of, the paper wasn't coming off because it's kind of cheap, but at the end of the day now that it's kind of all settled on here, I think it looks really sharp. So of course, we're now ready for the side art. Now the sides of the cabinet, I did sand them smooth. I did put some polyurethane on here to seal it, because really when you're doing the wet method, you don't really want to put it on bare wood because the wood will kind of soak up the Rapid Tac. But because we have a polyurethane sealer on here, we shouldn't worry about that too much. And then I also framed it out with some black spray paint, and I sanded everything kind of relatively smooth with 350 grit sandpaper. So I believe that we're totally ready now to put this artwork on. The cabinet is relatively smooth. You know, it's not perfect, but I think it's going to be good. Because really, you want to get everything down, all the nicks, all the gouges, the dings. You want to Bondo all the big holes, because all that stuff will be transferred through the artwork after you install it. All right, so anyway, why don't we just get to work here? Let's do this. We'll start on the right side here. I'm going to get a blanket, and we'll just kind of put this cabinet on its... I'm just using the blanket as kind of a pivot point on the ground so that we don't ding up our Bondo work on the bottom edges, because we're kind of putting some pressure on that edge as we tilt it back. And I think we have enough room here to go all the way back. All right, so let's tilt this. All right. Okay, so here we go. This is it. This is it. There's no turning back. And also, I think this time I'm going to try doing this a little bit differently, because when we did the Quantum, and I'm going to try this, I might bail on it, we'll see. But when we did the Quantum, the full side art on the Quantum, I trimmed it to the edge, which is how they did it originally. You know, I put the side art on, took my razor blade and just trimmed it to the edge. I like to see if we can maybe fold it over a little bit and then trim it to the T-molding groove. That way when we put the T-molding on, it won't push the artwork out of the way, because that's what it tends to do. It's like if you trim it to the edge and then you put your T-molding on, the T-molding just kind of pushes the artwork back a little bit. And that's also kind of why we did the black around the perimeter, because if the artwork doesn't, for some reason, quite go to the edge, we'll see black instead of raw particle board. All right, let's take a look here. So this is printed on 3M, good stuff. And all right, so here's one piece here. And this is this side. All right, so let's see how this lines up. Okay, so we're gonna have to just carefully line this up on here. Make sure we have enough overhang. So we might not have enough material to go around. Boy, this is going to be a pain, isn't it? Let me get something heavy that we can put on there. To kind of lay everything flat. I'm already dreading this. I put this off all day too. I was playing Call of Duty for like 4 hours. All right, we need something heavier here. All right, let's take a look here. So we can see that on the bottom here, the artwork, there's not a lot of extra bleed. See that? Kind of stops right there. So we got to really line that up with this bottom edge. It just, there's black that bleeds off of it. So I'm hoping and assuming the artwork is centered on here. So that notch is right there. Boy, this is gonna suck. So the bottom of the cabinet's right there. Boy, this is right to the edge. There's not a lot of extra art here. I'm just kind of going through here trying to figure out like how do we line this up exactly. It's kind of it's pretty good. I might have it in a good spot right now. I don't think we're going to be wrapping this to the front. There's not enough extra bleed on here. I think we're going to have to trim this right to the edge. All right. Just making sure that we actually have the artwork hanging over the edges here in all spots. And we do. And then down here, the bottom part bothers me. Let's get some scissors here. Yeah, come down more. So you can see down here, this white artwork ends right here with a straight line. And basically I'm making it so that straight line is right on the edge of the cabinet. And I think that's going to be our vertical top and bottom barometer. Yeah, so we're right there. And it's straight. I think I have it in a good spot now. No, there's not enough on top. What the frick? All right, now there is. Let's see. So we're going to end up with a little bit of a black line on the bottom. There's just no way around it. Because if I pull this edge to the edge of this particle board, there's not enough material on the top to cover the top of the cabinet. Because right now, if I go up there, this is right, the end where the artwork ends is right at the edge of the cabinet. I can't come down at all. Okay, I think I have it in the best spot we can do. I kind of want to get a T-square and make sure that logo is straight. Because that's the only thing I think in the artwork that is horizontal, perfectly horizontal. So if I were to take a T-square here, the edge of the cabinet, and then let's make sure our logo's straight. And actually it's perfectly straight. I got it in a great spot there. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, I do. I have it in a perfect spot. It's perfectly straight. All right, I think we got it in the best spot. Let's go around and make sure we have enough bleed going off the cabinet. And we do. And then we'll start taping it down and we'll do one half at a time. So bleed. There's bleed here. Okay. So I'm wondering if I want to come back a little bit. So I think we can kind of push the whole thing this way just a hair, because some of the artwork in the front here is being cut off. These little rays here. So let's take this and just slide it to the right just a little bit. And I'm totally eyeballing this. See, the problem with this artwork is that someone scanned a cabinet, right? But there's no bleed, there's no extra material because the cabinet ends where the cabinet ends. And originally, they probably did have bleed. All right, I pulled it back just a little bit. Now let's see what we got here. Okay, that's too far now. Just a little bit more. Okay. That's pretty good. Okay, let's check with our square again to make sure our logo is centered here. Or not centered, but level. And it still is. All right, I'm gonna do one more spot check all around, make sure I have enough overhang so that the artwork itself doesn't fall short to the cabinet. And it doesn't. All right, so let's just check that one edge. Okay, I feel pretty good about it. So we can come down a smidge. So let's pull it back evenly towards me a smidge. Okay, let me check the top again. Yep. Okay. We have to come back up just a hair. Boy, this artwork literally goes to the edge of the cabinet. There's not a lot of room for error here. Okay, that looks good. And then let's compare that to the bottom. So on the bottom, we end up with a little bit of black. I guess I'd rather it be on the bottom than the top. All right, that's it. I think we got it in the best spot we can do. This is a measure twice, cut once scenario. And with my T-square, my logo is still straight. Okay, so let's tape it down and let's do it. And we are going to use the wet method. Actually, I have some clamps here. So I'm going to clamp it in the middle. And we'll basically do the bottom first and then work our way to the top. frick. Cheap clamps. I just broke it. So I have some of these. These are much better. I guess I won't even bother with the tape. All right, I'm just checking it one more time. Making sure we have enough overhang everywhere. All right, we're gonna go for it. So let's do the bottom first. And maybe we'll just throw a piece of tape on here for good measure. Yeah, forget it. I think it's on there pretty well. Okay, so we're gonna do the bottom first. We're gonna use the wet method. I'm gonna use Rapid Tac. And I need to get some paper towels. All right, hang on a second. Okay, so we basically want to clean the cabinet with Rapid Tac first. Now this vinyl is much higher quality. The problem we had last time when I did the front kick plate was I sprayed the backing paper, but because the vinyl was so cheap, it just like disintegrated and I couldn't get it off. Okay. All right, so let's start removing the backer. Yeah, see, this backer is so thick. Okay. You guys ready for this? Okay. All right, so we're going to use my little squeegee tool. This came with the Rapid Tac that I bought on Amazon. All right, here we go. I just kind of want to maybe see how that works. And we're just kind of squeegeeing out the liquid and removing the bubbles at the same time. All right, we're on. There's some bubbles over here. Okay, feels pretty smooth. Couple bubbles over here. All right, I think it's okay. We'll be able to really tell once we get the mask off. Okay, so let's do the top half now. So how are we doing here, huh? It really just takes more time to line it up. Take the tape off. All right. Okay, now we continue. So let's wipe this down real quick. All right, I'm gonna wipe it down again. Paper towel was kind of dirty. All right, here we go. All right, guys, this is it. So this is tricky because it's really wide. But I got it in a good position now. So basically I'm going to pull the backer as we go down the line. You can hear it kind of like spitting out the Rapid Tac, which is basically pushing all that air out. I'm getting excited. All right, let's just continue on down the line. All right, so we're at the end here. All right, it's on. All right, it's on pretty well. There's some bubbles going on over here. All right, that all feels pretty good. I'm just gonna keep going over it until it stops making that noise. All right, what do you guys think, huh? Did we do okay? All right, I think I want to trim it now. I'm going to trim it to the edge because there's just not enough meat here. Oh man, we're going to be a little bit short on the top. I can see that right now. This artwork. Yeah, we're a little bit short on the bottom too. It's like it's almost not tall enough. All right, let's trim it and then pull the pre-mask off and see what we're looking at here. I'm kind of thinking this artwork's not that great. It's like it's not tall enough. It's probably gonna be just fine, but we'll see. All right, so I want to trim it. I got some fresh razor blades, and we're just gonna cut it back. I wanted to try the T-molding fold over groove method, but there's not enough extra artwork. So this will be fine. You know, I did this, the way I'm doing it right now is exactly how I did it on the Quantum, and it turned out great. So I'm just gonna take a razor blade here and go all the way down the edge, and then we'll remove the pre-mask. Okay. That looks good. See, I know what the problem is with this artwork, is that it's an actual scan of someone's game, okay? And there's not extra bleed on it. Therefore, when it gets to the bottom here, it goes to black. And whoever scanned this art should have added bleed. They should have extended the white down more. I'm gonna use like fresh razor blades like repeatedly here. I just don't want to. I want to trim this really cleanly and effectively. Okay. Okay. This is nerve-wracking a little bit. So let's come up here to the top. And corners a little tricky to trim. And then the top. I'm not happy about the top at all. We have a white line because the artwork's not tall enough. So on the bottom, the artwork doesn't go to the edge, and neither does the top. There's just not enough bleed on this stuff. I almost feel like cutting it a little bit short because we spray painted it black. I actually might do that. All right, let's remove the pre-mask and see what we're looking at. And then I'll show you guys what I'm talking about on the top there. But, all right, this is always the exciting moment anyway. Let's get the pre-mask off. So the black line on the bottom isn't really that bad. It's the top that's bad. You know what, I should spray this with Rapid Tac. That's what you're supposed to do anyway. I'm doing this wrong. You're supposed to spray the whole thing with Rapid Tac, and then squeegee it again, and then remove it. So let's let that soak. Okay, I'm gonna let that soak for like a minute, and then we'll come back. All right, I started pulling it off. Let's just get this chunk off right here. It does look pretty cool. Massive air bubble. So it's definitely showing every little ding and texture of the particle board. Okay. I am getting excited still. This stuff is like delaminating. Just keep going here. This pre-mask is different too, the way it's behaving. Okay. Well, what do you think? So right now I have my light on it, and the light shows every minor little detail, and I could really see the texture of the particle board. Now I made the decision on this project not to use laminate, which is what we did on the Quantum, and it turned out amazing. And I knew going in that we might see some of the particle board, and we do through it. Okay, let's take a look here. If Mortal Kombat, I think, was my favorite game in the whole world, and I have all this nostalgia about it, and I'm walking around with Mortal Kombat t-shirts on every day of my life, and I'm on the Mortal Kombat blogs, I definitely would have used laminate. But this does not look like bad at all, though, if you just take a step back. But we could definitely see the texture of the particle board through it. Boy, we got a lot of air bubbles in here. Looks like a really good scan, though. I feel like I have more air bubbles than usual. All right, so the top is not right. So I want to show you guys what I was talking about. So like on the bottom here, you can see the artwork ends right here, right? So, and then we have a black line, okay? That artwork, the white, someone should have extended that in Photoshop, okay? Now let's come over here. The artwork ends here, doesn't go to the edge. And we come to the top, the artwork ends, doesn't go to the edge, and then it goes to white. So that's not good. So the artwork is not tall enough at the top and also at the bottom. So, which means I have the artwork centered on the cabinet, It's just that it doesn't go high enough or low enough. So I think right here, I'm gonna just take my blade and just trim that white off because we got black paint underneath there. I'll just take a straight edge. Where's my metal ruler? And we'll just trim that away. And that way we'll look at the black instead of the white line. This does look pretty badass though. So I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to just trim the white area off. And basically we're going to end with the artwork's not going to go all the way to the top. I'm kind of okay with it because then we'll see black and not white. So I just trim that top off there. Once you put the T-molding on, you'll never notice it. All right, let me do another double check here for air bubbles, and then we'll lift it up, and then I got to trim that front a little bit better, and also the top. I feel good about this though. I think it's a pretty good artwork though. The printout, the scan, whatever, is really good. All the halftones are there. It looks legit. All right, let me stand it up and we'll really take a look at this. I need to clean up in here too. All right, let's take a look, guys. All right, that looks pretty good. It really does. I mean, the things that I was describing to you, you can't see them. You don't know that they're there. I could see them because we were, really in there and scrutinizing it, but I don't really see those flaws once you take a step away. So this is a tricky spot to trim right here. And then also that top corner needs to be trimmed a little bit better. This looks okay, but this right here does not. I might be able to just fold it over. So if you guys could see, that's where I trimmed the white off. So the artwork had like a white edge here, and I just trimmed it back so the decal doesn't quite go to the edge. I think once we put the T-molding on, we'll never even know it's there. I think it looks good. It's like, I'm not like blown away by it. Like when we did the quantum, I was blown away. Maybe because I've been around Mortal Kombat so much lately, because we have them at the hangar. But that does look damn good. I mean, let's look at it, right? It's Mortal Kombat, it looks legit. right, let me clean up and we'll do the other side. Ugh. That's what sucks about this. You have to do it twice. Okay, let's do the other side. So we're gonna have to put it on this side on the ground. I'm gonna have to put a blanket down so we don't trash our new artwork. And I'm gonna put a blanket on the ground so we can lay on that. That does look pretty slick. You know, this cabinet does look pretty badass once you put that red T molding on. All right, let's lay it on this blanket. All right, here we go. We get to do this one more time. Joy. All right, so I already sanded all this. So let's do the same thing one more time. All right, guys, we're all done. This side is done. It looks actually really good. It's a lot better than the other side. I think I did this side more correct. It's more centered. I didn't have a lot of the problems I had on the other side with this side. I think just because I centered it just a little bit better than the other side. I think the other side's off by about 1/4 of an inch, but you can't tell. So on the back here, we didn't have that issue with the little black kind of banding. The blue black kind of goes right to the edge. On the other side, I think I had it forward a 1/4 inch too much. There's not a lot of play with this artwork because they didn't add any extra bleed, so you have to really get it right on the money. And then on the top here, I had the artwork go off the edge just a little bit, so I didn't end up with that little white line that I did on the other side. But because I had the artwork go up a little bit on the top, I ended up with kind of a black bar on the bottom, at the bottom of the character, but you can't tell because it's on the bottom there. You don't even notice that. So this is actually some pretty good artwork. It looks pretty hot. But yeah, you could totally see every little imperfection of the particle board through this. You know, if we were to use laminate, you would never see any of that. So I'm gonna let this stuff kind of dry, you know, because it's got the liquid underneath there, and then we'll put the T-molding on in the next video though, because I have to stop now. But let's throw the marquee on just for the heck of it and just kind of take a look here. It's coming together now. I mean, the rest should be gravy. We have to do the control panel still, but what do you guys think, huh? How does it look? I mean, think about where we started too. I think this looks pretty hot. Man, when we get that red T-molding on there, it's gonna sing. And this side looks really good too. I think I did a pretty good job. I mean, considering we just went right on raw particle board, I think it looks pretty good. It's really smooth. And again, once we put that red T-molding on here, it's gonna look hot. And I did get the bright red T-molding. I guess Daniel and the guys on my forum were telling me that's the one to get, like CC Games and them said. Because there's like regular red and there's bright red and at tmolding.com. So I got the bright red, which I guess matches this better. So what do you guys think? I'm really glad that's over, to be honest. But that control panel is gonna suck. Once we get the control panel done, we're home free, man. Then it's just putting it back together and fixing the monitor and wiring it up. So, all right, guys, we have to stop here. It's Sunday night. I need to have dinner and stuff. So, guys, let's go back down to the basement. We're gonna hang out and just do some viewer mail. There's no rush. But we're done with the garage this weekend. It's actually a pretty nice day today. What do you guys think? Did I do okay? I think it all looks really good. All right, guys, let's go down to the basement. All right, guys, there you have it. That was part number 10 of the Mortal Kombat 2 Restore. What'd you think? I think it looks pretty good, actually. You know, we're really almost done, kind of. It feels like we're almost done, but really there's a lot to do, isn't there? So the next video, I want to do the T-molding and the control panel. And then after that, we're pretty much done with cosmetics, really, right? And then we just wire it up and fix the monitor. Yeah, fix the monitor. That should be easy. Now, I've been thinking though, I have that other Wells Gardner 25-inch K7000 that is inside the power drift. So that could be a monitor that we use for this project. And that's the right monitor too, because they would have used that same monitor in Mortal Kombat 2, but the one we have is a Polo, and of course it doesn't work. So, but we're gonna probably do that in a couple weeks. But next video, I want to do the control panel and all the T-molding and put the coin door back on and all that stuff. And really, the game will look complete by the end of the next video, and I'm pretty excited about that. So, anyway, why don't we move on? Actually, before we start here, I want to remind you guys, I am doing that contest, the Radical Skateboard Contest. Okay, I mentioned this in the last video. So I made this skateboard. There was an image in the flyer of this goofball guy skateboarding this board and jumping over the pinball machine. So I vectorized it and I had some skateboards printed up. And if you guys would like to win one of these, I have one extra deck, this one right here, and I'm giving it away. All you gotta do is send an email to john@johnsarcade.com. That's john@johnsarcade.com. In the subject line, put Radical Skateboard, 2 words, and then in the body, send some photos or a video. Tell me why you want this skateboard. You know, this is one of a kind. I made 3 of these. I'm keeping one for myself. I sent one to my friend Daniel, who helped me get the pinball machine, and then we're gonna give the 3rd away right here. I'll probably do that drawing in the next video next weekend. So be sure to send those emails before next Saturday which is probably like November 12th or 13th around there. So if you want to win the Radical Skateboard, send an email to john@johnsarcade.com, subject line, Radical Skateboard, 2 words, and then tell me in the body of the email why you want to win this skateboard. And you know what? Send some photos, send some videos. If we got some good entries, I'll share them here on the channel, but there's only going to be one winner. All right, let's move on and do some viewer mail. If you guys want to participate in the viewer mail, you got to email them to me at john@johnsarcade.com, john@johnsarcade.com. It can be a question, it can be a comment, it can be anything. Just send it to john@johnsarcade.com. First one here is from Eric. John, loving the channel. Since I found your channel a few months ago, I'm sure your watch time has skyrocketed. I've been letting your channel play for about 10 hours a day while I work on my stuff. I love the long play videos. I let the videos play on a second monitor and I get so annoyed with short videos on other channels. I hate seeing a video about a 3-week project compressed into a 4-minute time lapse. So lame. Great job, John. My question is this. Whatever happened to the great coin door mystery of your ice cold beer? It's like a season-ending cliffhanger for a show that never returned. Thanks for the videos, Eric from Sleep Droid Studios. Yeah, we never did revisit that. And what Eric is talking about. So my ice cold beer. All right, guys, I'm actually in the middle of editing the video right now, and apparently when I got up off the table to go to the ice cold beer, the camera stopped recording, so I didn't have this little piece of video here I'm doing right now. So let's resume. Let's talk about the ice cold beer, because yes, the lower coin door here, I've never been able to open this, ever. And I tried and tried and tried, and it's really on there. And I kind of made a comment a long time ago about maybe doing a video where we try to open up that lower coin door and see what's inside, kind of like a Geraldo type deal. But honestly, I don't have a good game plan. I don't know how to open that coin door. It's like seriously like on there. I don't know if someone kicked it or if it's rusted or whatever. But I don't know. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to do this? Should we do like a winner video where we try to open that freaking coin door? But again, I don't know how to do it. Do you guys have an idea? And then let's do the next viewer mail. Yeah, I had to do it here because I lost this part of the video. The next one here is from Nick. It says, hey, John, Nick Parada from Bakersfield, California. All of your videos are awesome, man, especially the Mortal Kombat 2 Restore you're doing right now. I have a question for you. I've been a huge Mortal Kombat fan since 1992, and I have 2 dedicated Mortal Kombat 2 arcade machines that are in fair, great shape, and they play awesome. I got them both really cheap. I was wondering, how much can a fully restored one sell for, like the one you're doing right now? Here are some pictures of the ones I have. Keep up the great work, Nick. All right, let's show Nick's games right here, and then we'll go back to the table. All right, Nick, so you have some really good-looking Mortal Kombat machines. I like that bezel, by the way. That's like a fan-made bezel. It looks really sharp, though. So I don't know. You know, what is a fully restored Mortal Kombat worth? I mean, it's definitely a great-looking machine. I'll tell you this. I know that Jay and I bought one. We bought a Mortal Kombat 2 that has a Mortal Kombat 3 conversion kit in it. The board and the control panel's modified. We bought that for the hanger. All original, 100% original. I think we paid $750, which is a little bit more than I would want to pay, but we did that because we needed it for the bar. So I don't know, does that help you? Does that give you a little bit of a clue? I think an all original one selling for $800 is probably pretty common, and I bet you a restored one you could probably get $1,200 or $1,500, but I'm just guessing. You know, the market is so crazy, it fluctuates like mad. So I don't know, you know, ask $1,500, see what happens. But you know, the prices of games are just all over the road now. You know, games that used to be $300 are now $800. You know, games that used to be $200 are $1,500. So there's just no rhyme or reason. You kind of got to go on eBay and Facebook and see what things are selling for to give you kind of a good idea. But I'll just tell you this, Jay and I bought one for $750. That's the only data point I really have. Because the one I have in the garage, that was an empty cabinet I bought for $50. So, all right, this one's from Adam. Hey John, I've been watching your videos and I'm a big fan. I first found you after buying my first arcade ever, a Time Pilot, and I went through all of your Restore videos on it. I copied just about everything you did and the game looks amazing. I recently found I forgot about Time Pilot. I really like that game too. I recently found a Robotron non-working with a burnt connector on the power supply and I decided to take a chance on it for $500. Then I watched your Robotron videos where you replaced the header pins and repinned the connector, and after following your steps, the Robotron came back to life immediately. My son and I are absolutely addicted to the game now. Dude, that is so cool, man. Yeah, it's you know, it's simple stuff like that. You know, Robotron, which is, I think, a pretty valuable and iconic game. Dead on Craigslist for $500. You know what? Half hour, an hour, repinning the power supply, and bam, the thing comes right back to life. That's awesome. Over the summer, I tried putting on orange vinyl from this old game on my Donkey Kong Jr. and ran into the same damn problem you did on the MK2 Restore, with the backing not coming off and peeling in chunks. I could not get the smallest pieces off without wrinkling the vinyl and making it worse. Because the vinyl was so light and thin, you could see the white paper flecks underneath, and I had to just rip it all off because it looks terrible. Watching you struggle with it made me feel a lot better. Yeah, that sucked in that last video. I did land on my feet though, because if I go outside in the garage right now and look at that black vinyl, it does look good. But man, that was so stressful. That stuff is so thin and brittle, and that paper backing, ugh. I just want to say thanks for all your great videos. They've been an immeasurable help in getting my games working and restored to their former glory. I owe you lots of beers if I ever end up in your neck of the woods. Thanks, Adam, near Seattle. Well, Adam, that was a very nice email. I'm really glad that videos have helped you, and it means a lot getting emails like this. I don't know, it's motivating, so thanks, man. This one's from Bobby. I've had a bunch of people ask me about this, so I'm going to read it right now. Hey, John, are there any more t-shirts coming, like the World Tour one? I saw it was a promotion. I love the cool artwork. Are you going to make any more t-shirts? I would love to order a couple of them. Thanks, Bobby. P.S. Your channel is awesome, man. It blows my mind where you get some of this stuff. Well, thanks, bro. So I've been having people ask me lately about t-shirts because it's been about a year since we've done one of the campaigns. So I'd like to do one within the next week or two. That way they can ship in time for Christmas. I'm a bit out of t-shirt ideas, though. So do you guys want me to rerun one of the older designs, like the brown paint, the World Tour one, or just a classic John's Arcade shirt? I had a couple people suggest that I do I have that shirt that says Nintendo Tech Support. I had a couple people suggest I make a shirt like that, but for John's Arcade, John's Arcade Tech Support. What do you guys think about that idea? A tech support shirt, like on the back, you could say Arcade Tech Support. Is that dumb? I don't know. Do you guys have any ideas for t-shirts? Leave comments below. I'm open to suggestions, or send me an email at john@johnsarcade.com, because I'm really running out of t-shirt ideas. I need to really think about it. I want to do something kind of different and cool this time, and if you guys have any ideas, let me know. Leave a comment below, because I could really use some t-shirt ideas. And if your t-shirt idea is good, I'll send you a t-shirt. So anyway, but I like to do that probably in the next week or two. We'll have a t-shirt campaign over at teespring.com again, so let me know. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Next video is going to be even more fun, I think. I'm looking forward to it already, because the T-molding and the control panel, once those are done and we put the coin door on and the glass and all the little trim pieces back on the cabinet, we're done. We're gonna have a finished Mortal Kombat Restored in the garage by the end of next video, and then it's just putting the guts in, so cannot wait. So, all right, guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you very soon. Be sure to check out my podcast, Video Game Outsiders, at videogameoutsiders.com. We do that show live Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern at riotcast.com or videogameoutsiders.com. We also have a free app on the iOS store and the Google Play Store. Search for Video Game Outsiders. It's the easiest way to listen to our newest episodes for free, and also the back catalog and our bonus content that we do every week and month, which requires a subscription of $1.99. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. I'll see you guys very soon. Later, and bye.